What's going on, guys? So in this video, this has been highly requested. And when I say highly requested, I mean highly requested. I cover cheap fragrances, I cover fresh fragrances, I cover long-lasting fragrances. But in this video, we're covering 10 fantastic, cheap, fresh fragrances that definitely last a long time. Now, for me, with fresh fragrances, they're going to have to hit at minimum that 7 to 8 hour range to be considered for this. And everything that I have for you in this video does that and then some. Most of them do, and then some. Maintain a whole lot of freshness, great for the heat. I know that's the case when you're looking for cheap, fresh fragrances, but you want some of that staying power. You want it to last most of your day. I get it. So here I'm bringing you 10 of what I believe are some of the best. So stay tuned. Starting with one that really embodies this video topic. You can get it in the sub $50 price point. It's every bit of a 10-ish hour fragrance and longevity, and it's very loud. Super aquatic and fresh too. We're talking Chrome Extreme from Azzaro. This stuff's super powerful. Mega fresh. Smells like an extreme version of Chrome. It's appropriately named, but it also smells very similar to Aqua di Gio Profondo. This is kind of like getting Aqua di Gio Profondo on a budget. It's how you can look at it. It smells so freaking good too. This is some really, really good stuff. Probably my favorite Chrome flanker. Narrowly edging out Chrome Aqua because I really, really love the way that one smells. It's kind of unique for what it is, honestly. And this is just one of those blue fragrances. For those of you familiar with me in the channel, you know I'm really big with blue fragrances, and it's not just because of the color of the bottle. It's versatile, it's fresh, it's powerful. Works for everything, pulls compliments, all the things you would want. Yes, it's a little on the metallic and synthetic side, but that's part of it smelling like chrome. So check this one out if you haven't yet, because it's definitely one of the better affordable, long-lasting freshies. It's Chrome Extreme. In the $40-ish price point on Amazon, you can get your hands on this. I've heard people say certain batches are weak, these batches are beast, blah, 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 blah. The bottle I have is an absolute monster. It was manufacture date of February 2022. We're talking about Rasasi Hawas. Yes, I was very late to the party with this fragrance, but I love this stuff. I wear it pretty regularly. Smells like Invictus meets some spices. Like it falls somewhere in between Invictus and Invictus Aqua 2016. Because I feel like it leans more to Invictus because it's got a bit more sweetness than Invictus Aqua does. That sweet aquatic vibe, mass appealing crowd pleaser. Easy on the noses for those around you, but it's got some lovely cardamom cinnamon spice combo going here that adds some character and a little bit of depth that may be lacking from Invictus. And this is a monster on my skin. 4 to 5 sprays. I've never done more than 5 sprays. Most of the time I only do 4 sprays because this stuff pushes. This pumps off my skin. It has a strong scent trail to it, and it's every bit of a 10-hour fragrance on my skin. This stuff is ridiculous. For the $40 price point, I don't know if you can really do a whole lot better, at least for my taste. This one's pretty damn hard to beat. So if you're looking for a cheap freshie that really performs, right around 40 bucks, 40 to 45 bucks, you can get Rasasi Hawas. Basically, the more saltwater marine version of Versace Dillon Blue is how you can look at it. This is much more beach vibes with a similar scent profile to this. It's kind of like taking Dillon Blue and Bvlgari Aqua and putting them together in one bottle, and you get Aqua Atlantique. I've heard rumblings at the recording of this particular fragrance being discontinued. That's sad if true, because this is a true beast that you can get in the $40 to $50 price point. 50 mLs like this you can get even a little bit cheaper than that, while it's still cheap anyways, for a long time now. And this is one of the most complimented fragrances I've ever worn in the heat because I'm very seasonal. I kind of only wear this one in the summer because I think this is very well built for the summer. It's, for as strong as this fragrance is, it's not too overwhelming as long as you're mindful of the sprays anyways. If you heavy spray this one, it could be cloying, I'm sure, because it projects really heavy. And this is an 8 to 10 hour fragrance as well. I've had people tell me they get even better than that. I always get in that 9-10 hour range. It's a beast, guys. And like I said, it smells like Bvlgari Aqua, that nice saltwater marine by the beach smell, with Versace Dillon Blue, that slightly more sweet ambroxan feel. It's really, really good stuff. Still cheap at the recording of this video, and of course, it's still a banger as far as performance. One of the better fragrances out there for the money, honestly. Bvlgari Aqua Atlantique. Next is from a very small little indie brand that does clones and does originals. This is an original from them. This is actually a very old bottle, but they still make it. It's still one of their most popular fragrances. We're talking about genre Parfums. This is RAMC, the acronym for Ran After My Car. Because I smelled so good, she ran after my car. That's the story behind the name. This stuff is a mega blast of citrus. A little less metallic than like an Elysium. It's a big blast of grapefruit lemon type of smell up top. Mega, mega fresh. Starts to settle into a slightly warm, almost ambery type of feel, but still maintains so much freshness. This is one of the most fresh fragrances I've ever smelled. Super, super fresh. And you can get these, I want to say the smaller bottles. This is a 60 ml. The bottles have changed. I want to say it's right around 30 to 40 bucks. You can get a bottle of this, and it performs. This is an 8+ hour fragrance, and as the name implies, it pulls in compliments. It does. I haven't been wearing it much lately. As you can see, there's barely anything left in the bottle. Used to wear this one pretty regularly. When I got it, it wasn't a full bottle. It was a partial, but I have put a drastic dent. I've almost emptied it. I'm kind of cherishing this last little bit, but trust me, if you smell this one, it may immediately rocket to the top as one of your favorite fragrances. I haven't been wearing it recently, and discussing it and smelling it in this video is making me want to throw it in the rotation immediately. Like I said, a lesser known house called Genre Parfums. Like I said, it would have been on screen. Look them up online. They have a Facebook group. I believe they have a website now. And it's probably, if you're only going to get one from them, this is probably the main fragrance you should get, because if you're looking for cheap, fresh, and long-lasting, and pretty original for being a citrus-dominant fragrance, you're going to want to check out Genre Parfums RAMC. We mentioned this fragrance already in the video. Might as well have it because it fits the video topic as well. We're talking Versace Dillon Blue this time. So, sub $50 price point. Depending on bottle size, if you want to go with a smaller bottle, you can get it in the $30 to $40 range. If you want to go with like a 50 ml or a 30 ml, you can save even more money because you don't need a lot of sprays of this one. It's easy to kind of go nose blind, have a little olfactory fatigue, and think that it's faded, when really it's still screaming off of your skin. This stuff is 8 to 10 hours on my skin easily, and loud. But like I said, easy to go nose blind to. Your nose will wear out on this fragrance pretty quickly, and you'll think it's very faint and you may need to refresh, and then somebody will pay you a nice compliment hours into your wear from a few feet away to let you know, hey, this stuff's really triggering some compliments here. This stuff is really pushing off of my skin still. Good thing I didn't respray a bunch of times because it'd be overwhelming. I've had that happen. Pretty much every time I talk about this fragrance, I bring this story up because it's very distinctive in my mind and it sticks with me. This stuff is sneaky strong. One of the best blue fragrances for sure. Like I said before, you guys know I love my blue fragrances. This is one of the better ones out there. Sure, it smells synthetic and shower jelly and all that type of stuff. It's got that shower gel smell. I get it. But damn, it smells good. And it works. If you're looking to just smell great, you're looking for something you can wear for anything, you want it to last your work day, it's super fresh, but still has a little bit of depth for being what it is, because blue fragrances get the generic label these days. But I don't know, it's just something about Dillon Blue. Not all of them smell like Dillon Blue. Dillon Blue is Dillon Blue, if that makes any sense. It's aquatic, it's fresh, it's a little sweet, it's a little smoky, it's very woody. It's a little peppery, spicy too in the background. Some really good stuff. If for some reason you haven't tried it yet, you really should. Versace Dillon Blue. Next, another smaller indie brand that this is my favorite from the house. If you're looking for mega fresh, crazy longevity, and you don't want to spend much money, 40 bucks before any discount codes will get you this 60 ml. We're talking about Summer Vibes 2.0 from Authenticity Parfums. This is my favorite fragrance from them still, even to this day, with all the great stuff they've put out. Heavy dose of bright aromatic and slightly soapy lavender, lime, and tangerine. Super fresh, crazy bright and fresh. Settles into a little bit of a light earthy herbal cannabis note, but doesn't lose any of its freshness and doesn't smell like heavily like marijuana either. There's a nice creamy woody base here in the background. It's not super complex, but it is super crazy fresh. Very affordable, and like this is 50% oil concentration. I've never gotten less than 10 hours on my skin with this fragrance. It's one of those bang for your buck type of scents. Is everybody gonna like it? Maybe, maybe not. That goes for every single fragrance here. I would advise sampling first, just in case before you roll the dice on a bottle. You can get samples of this. I know that to be a certainty. You can get sample packs and try the entire house for, you know, 20, 30 bucks, something like that. I forgot exactly how much it is. But for my money, this is the top one, and it just happens to be the freshest of the fragrances from them. Not the most unique in the world, but it doesn't smell like everything else either, which is kind of difficult to do when it comes to fresh fragrances, especially ones that last like Summer Vibes last. So check this one out, get a sample, give it a try. You may end up wanting this one. This may be the only fragrance you need in this video. Summer Vibes 2.0 from Authenticity Perfumes. In the sub $40 price point, I don't really know too many fragrances that are stronger than this one, honestly. 35 to 40 bucks, you can definitely get yourself a 4.2 ounce of Cool Water Intense. And intense is an understatement for this. Doesn't smell in the slightest like the original Cool Water. It's this ambery, coconut, bubblegummy, ambroxan type of smell. It's a monster. I love this stuff. Haven't worn it in a little while. I think I've worn it since like January or February. I think I wore it in February. So it's been like 2 months since I've worn it at the recording of this video. This one, I mean, if you're looking for subtlety, 2 sprays, but it's still going to be very noticeable around you. You start dialing in the 5, 6, 7 sprays and beyond, you're filling rooms with this fragrance. This is a monster in the sub $40 price point. Monster. You hear me? Smells nothing like Cool Water. Don't let it being called Cool Water Intense being in a Cool Water bottle. For those of you that don't like Cool Water, I think it's an old man smell and all that. Nothing like that. This is a modern blue synthetic fragrance. This stuff pops off of my skin. It fills a room when you go beyond 5 sprays in my experience. It's very, very strong. It's every bit of 10 to 12 hours on my skin. And like I said, sub $40 price point, that is so hard to beat. It really is. Granted, you gotta like blue style fragrances, obviously, but man, if you're looking for super fresh without a ton of citrus, it's amazing how you can pull off this level of freshness without even a little bit of citrus. There's no citrus notes in here. It's coconut, amber, and vetiver, I want to say, are the 3 notes, but it smells like ambroxan in here too. It's really good. If you're into this type of stuff, you're looking for mega fresh on a budget and super powerful, do yourself a favor and get your nose on Cool Water Intense. Next, this is in the same vein of Roger Parfum's Elysium Parfum. Okay, it's pretty close, not a direct clone. It's definitely the route that he was going when he made this fragrance. I find this to be a little bit richer, a little bit more fruity, and less bright and citrus. It's a little more metallic too, honestly. The metallic edge to this is much greater than Elysium. We're talking about Blue Sapphire from Samy Andraus Fragrances. Yes, I still absolutely love this fragrance. I haven't worn it in a little while. This video is going to force it into the rotation because I haven't worn it in a little bit. So, smelling it, because when I was gathering the fragrances for this video, I smelled it, and it reminds me why I love it so much. You don't need Elysium if you have this. You really don't. Yes, I have both versions of Elysium. I have a bunch of clones of Elysium. I have inspired fragrances that are similar to Elysium. You go reversed. It's really like Elysium. And this is a monster performer. This doesn't have any of the herbaceous components that are in Elysium. This is kind of the citrus aromatic version of the aromatic fougere that is Elysium Parfum. This doesn't have any of the things that would really make it a fougere. It still has the leather, it has a little bit of pink pepper, it has all the citruses and the fruits. Like I said, it's much more metallic and fruity than Elysium. It doesn't, like I said, none of the herbs are there. The wood's there, it's still got cedar. Cedar, leather, labdanum. Here's the note breakdown for you in case you're interested. Really, really good stuff. I have multiple bottles of this. I haven't worn it in a little while. There was a time when I was wearing this regularly. Really, 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 really good stuff. If you're only going to try one fragrance from Samy Andraus, this is the one in my opinion. So make sure to check it out. You can get them really cheap. They're 1 ounce bottles. You can get them in the sub $30 price point. There's discount codes to get it even cheaper than that. And you don't need but 2 or 3 sprays of this one because it's very, very powerful. Mega fresh. Like I said, it's cheap. Samy Andraus Fragrances, Blue Sapphire. Next, when it pops up at discounters, yes, it's affordable. It's in the $40-ish range. It performs and smells so much better than what you would expect for $40 in my opinion. It does smell like a dead ringer for the discontinued and sought after Aqua de Jo Essenza. We're talking about Bentley Silverlake. And look, for the longest time I had this before I had a large decant of Essenza, and now that I've been able to smell it, yeah, it's a dead ringer for it. This stuff is pretty damn close. Super fresh, aquatic. It's got this green, fresh herbal feel to it. A little crispy type of smell, as strange as that word is to use here. It's crisp. Not like green apple, biting a green apple crisp, but almost like it without smelling like green apple. I know that's... Walk with me now. Stay the path here. This stuff is so good. It's got that aquatic nature. It's the Aqua de Jo type of scent DNA, but more dense. A little bit more green. There's some amberwood here that really helps this stuff push. It's got serious staying power and it's loud. You don't need a lot of sprays of this, but if you want to be very pronounced, you just spray it a few more times. Let's say you're the 3-4 spray type, but you really want to show out where you're going. Spray this thing 7 or 8 times. People are going to smell you. And it's one of the most attractive scent DNAs ever created for men. Like I said, it's based around, at least it smells like it's based around Aqua de Jo. But closer to the Essenza flanker that goes for $200-300 for a 75 ml these days, because it's been long discontinued and it's very sought after. If you can find this one at discounters, it's absolutely worth rolling the dice on. If any of that sounds good to you and you're looking for affordable, fresh, and long lasting, I'm telling you, this stuff checks all the boxes. Again, that's Bentley Silverlake. Last but most certainly not least is an original from another small indie house. Videos like this are the perfect opportunity to feature and showcase fragrances like this to you guys that you may have never heard of, that you may be missing out on. And usually these smaller indie houses offer small decants and samples for you to try their products for just a couple bucks, so you can see if they're full bottle worthy. And that's the case with Happyland Studio. Shameless is my absolute favorite from the house because it's the most fresh and versatile fragrance, because normally E.J. Wells, the owner and perfumer of Happyland Studios, normally doesn't do fresh. This was the first time he ever did fresh, and it's his kind of fresh, where it's got some density, it's got serious performance, and it's got a little bit more character. The note breakdown will make you think he was walking the path of a Ventus. I was worried about that the first time I saw the note breakdown, and then when I smelled it, it was like, okay, this is not a Ventus. This is more around this bitter orangey type of opening. There's a lot of lavender that provides a nice soapy smooth background. There's a little bit of ambergris that comes in early to give it this aquatic kind of blue fragrance feel. Obviously it becomes more and more about ambergris as it dries. There's a little bit of woods here, and this vanilla note comes in to add some sweetness without making it smell like just a vanilla bomb type of fragrance that's super sweet. This stuff is crazy versatile. Like I said, this is my favorite from the brand. EJ has a lot of fragrances available, and none of them are going to top this for me. Honestly, because it suits my taste the most. I like the versatile, fresh stuff, as do a lot of people, as do you if you're watching this video. It's versatile, it's cheap, it's fresh, it's strong as far as projection, especially in the first 2 to 3 hours. It's got a great trail that follows once it settles down more. And then you're looking at 10 to 12 hours out of this, because all of his stuff is a very high oil concentration, so longevity is never an issue with Happyland Studio. 50 mLs like this are going to run you in the closer to that $50 price point. There's a TLTG20 discount code in the link tree down in the video description. It's not an affiliate link. The link there is just to bring you to the shop as a convenience, but the code will save you 20%. So I would advise getting a sample. Don't roll the dice on a bottle when you can sample. Spend the couple of bucks, the handful of dollars, get the decant, and see if it's for you, and try some of the other cool offerings while you're there as well. But if you're looking for cheap, fresh, and long lasting, this is the cream of the crop when it comes to Happyland Studio. Well, that's the 10 that I have for you today, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Because hey, I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What in this video have you tried before? Some of these smaller indie brands, have you heard of any of their stuff? Have you tried any of their stuff? If you have, What's your favorite fragrance from them? Just curious. Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 10 and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later because they're cheap, they're fresh, and they're long lasting. What more can you ask for? Have a good one, guys.